Diwali truly means to me is the celebration of finding the courage to embrace your light and further carry your light into the darkest places in this world. I had been living in a slum for nearly 6 months when my mom made a very brave decision to come and check on me. So she flew all the way from New Jersey to India by herself, and she happened to land on Diwali night. So I picked her up from the airport and I brought her back to my room, which was located in the middle of this massive slum. The children were so excited to meet my mom. They were, tugging at her arms, pulling her this way and that way, and I saw her start to tear up. So I pulled her aside and I asked her, "What's wrong?" And she was fighting back tears, and she said, "It's just so sad here." And she was right. It was the saddest place on earth. And that was the main reason that I had given up everything in US to move into it. It was a facility that was brimming with orphans, but it was the loneliest place I had ever been. There was no one to care for them. There was no one that truly loved them. I think that my mom saw herself in those children, having lost her own mother at the young age of 11. It really hit home for my mom. And my mom and I sat together sharing that same passion to do whatever we could to give these children, and the millions of children like them, a better life, a life filled with love. So my mom returned to USA and she used her God-given gift, the gift of gab. She used every spot she stood as a platform to speak on behalf of orphan and abandoned children in India. Whether she was coloring someone's hair in the salon, ringing someone up in her boutique, or standing in line at the supermarket, she used it as an opportunity to speak about One Life to Love. While she spread the news in USA, I laid the groundwork in India. I was serving in the slums and streets, learning the language and everything I needed to know about the social sector in India. It took 3 years of laying the groundwork before we finally opened the doors to our Home of Hope. Today, our Home of Hope is just that. It's a home filled with love and hope. As of today, we've adopted 10 boys with special needs who were once abandoned and neglected, but today they're experiencing love, acceptance, and are given every opportunity to overcome their challenges and become all they're able to be. Our doors are truly open at all times to anyone in need. Through our daycare and education center, we provide safety, education, and nutrition to over 40 homeless children every day. Our girls' education program is preventing child marriage and preventing girls from dropping out of school early. And we are providing all of the resources for them to study. Our Women's Alliance provides sanitary pads and women's health education to women and girls who otherwise did not have access. Every month, we distribute more than 15,000 pads to women and girls who were once hiding in shame during their periods. When COVID hit, I remember feeling scared. But I realized the vulnerability of our daycare children, so we began reaching out to their families. These are homeless migrant families who live hand to mouth. When lockdown was announced, they were stranded without food, work, or money. Word began to spread in our community, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people showing up at our gate asking for food. I was still scared and worried, but seeing helpless mothers and fathers worried about feeding their hungry children, I knew that we had to do something. We began distributing rations to hundreds of families. We were packing trucks filled with tons of rations. In the end, we were able to see over 2,000 families through the COVID crisis. We saved these families from starvation. I get a lot of credit and praise for what I do, but I think of myself as a farmer. I do a lot of the cultivating of the fields and the planting of the seeds, but inevitably, my faith rests on the sun and the rain, and you are our sun and our rain. If it wasn't for your generosity, the seeds that we plant would not be growing. I want to recognize One Life to Love's board of directors and volunteers and our donors. This is all a result of your generosity. I'm so grateful for our connection to Monmouth University, and I especially want to thank the Institute for Global Understanding for co-sponsoring this event. Monmouth University professional graduate counseling students, with the leadership of Professor Joanne Jodry, raise money for One Life to Love through various events and fundraisers. And every year, they take a trip to India to visit One Life to Love. They bring education and hygiene supplies for the communities we work with. But more importantly, they bring a lot of love, hope, and encouragement. Our Monmouth family is just that, it's family. This year has not been an easy one, but we've made it. We've already overcome fear and darkness. We've opened up our arms and hearts to those in need, even in our darkest moments of fear. When we open our hands and hearts, we're allowing the light to come in. Yes, we're leaving ourselves vulnerable, but vulnerability is the path back to each other. May we unite with light tonight. May this Diwali bring light into all of our hearts and allow us to find the courage to live bravely in love and service to others.